Hello and Om Shanti, and welcome to today's Powerboost. One question to ask the self, to ask you right now: in what form do you exist right now? Or in what form do you experience yourself right now? In other words, what are the thoughts that I'm having right now? What are the feelings that I'm having, that I'm experiencing right now? Where am I living right now internally based on my inner experience? So as we move through our days, through our life, it does happen that we find ourselves from time to time in places outside of the present moment, outside of the present time. So we experience something from the past, we lose ourselves in a past experience, or the mind starts to worry, starts to imagine, starts to be fearful, be anxious. So now temporarily, I am in the future. I'm not in the present moment. And one main reason why this happens is because, especially connected to the past, memories get triggered. I start to consciously going back into the past. The mind is pulled into the past, into a particular experience. And what happens is I lose myself in that experience. It gets reactivated and I re-experience it, I relive it in the present moment. But the experience is of that time, even though it's happening now. So we reinforcing the past. And similar, I can also keep myself, an anxious mind will keep living in the future, very ungrounded. So how do we bring ourselves back into the present moment? And why is that so important? Is peace or love, happiness, these are basic human qualities that every soul needs to experience. We are looking for those, right? We want to feel happy. Is something I can experience only by being in the present moment. Yes, I can remember a happy moment from the past, but for example, what happens to me if in that moment I'm remembering a happy moment of the past, but something happens in the present moment and it needs your attention, it needs your alertness, you need to act very quickly. I won't be able to fulfill the need in the moment, and I'm creating an experience for myself, and the well-being even of others might be affected based of my lack of attention and not being able to address the present moment properly because I was hanging out in the past. So in the moment, in the present moment, in the present time, that's where power lies. So, and another reason why we relive from time to time past experiences, especially experiences that don't make us very happy or let us feel very happy, but I'm reconnecting, reliving some past hurts, some scenes that what happened at that time. Is I lose track of time. It's very interesting, no? Whatever I experience at any given moment is linked to that time, to that state I was in at that time. But now is a different time. 5 minutes ago was a different time. This minute is different. Next minute will be different. So in order to help myself and come back and ground myself in the present moment, it's very important to become aware about the present moment and be able to discern, okay, this is something that happened to me in the past. This is something I've experienced in the past. For whatever reason, we don't need to go and feed the story. But just that awareness and discernment, okay, this is what happened. But I am now here. Let me be here. I want to live in the present moment and use my full potential and expand my potential. Bring the happiness, the peace, the love into the present moment, and let me respond to life from a place of inner calm and clarity. Yeah. So to make that shift from my form that's connected to the past, as I am experiencing it, making the effort to remember the present moment. I have moved on since then. Time has changed. Everything is different. So to reawaken, but it's a conscious effort, to reawaken, to remember the present moment, my present situation right now. I am safe. I have the ability to think, to discern, make decisions, help myself, make powerful choices because I have learned, no? And I'm more and more aware about my inner values in terms of who I am and what I want to experience, what I want to manifest in life. So the more we can bring ourselves back into the present moment, the more we will be able to manifest what we really want to experience in life. So, of course, now the big question, what do I need to do to come back, to ground myself in the present moment? One is, as we just said, I have to remember, consciously remember the present moment, and things have changed. I have changed. Situations have changed. And the second aspect is, for example, you're experiencing yourself in a state of you're afraid because of what has happened, whatever the experience was. Whatever the form I have taken on that is connected to the past, remembering the present moment and speak to that form, recognize it and acknowledge it. Okay, you have helped me to survive at that time. That time you were very much needed. I didn't know better. But you must not dictate my life even now. The awareness, the consciousness has evolved, has changed. So now I have different tools. So to bring actually a closure to that old form in order to let it die off in the present moment, that's, you have that discernment and that awareness. You don't need this anymore, but acknowledge its existence by speaking to it. And consciously say goodbye, more and more understanding that really I don't need the old way of doing anymore. So speak to it and say goodbye, and it will disappear. Of course, we have to practice this over a period of time. And in this way, the old pattern will lose its strength. But it's not a matter of fighting, of dissociating, of rejecting or suppressing, but use courage. And even while I feel certain sensations, for example, sensation of fear, but I must not be swallowed by it. So this is allowing me to exist in and experience myself in the present, being in the present moment, being in a very powerful stage. That doesn't mean I have to experience perfection all the time, constantly being peaceful and happy. Yes, it will happen. We will reach there. But a very helpful and useful intention or understanding is, okay, if I get triggered, if something from the past gets triggered, something emerges, no problem. I have now the wisdom to come back. And so the idea, the aim is to come back to your true self, come back into the present moment, more and more frequently and with more and more ease and lightness, without battling, without fighting. So to smoothen that shift, that transition from the past into the present moment, or of course, future back into the present moment. So let us pause here and turn within, sit relaxed, allow the body, the posture of the body to be relaxed. We consciously give permission to the muscles to relax, to let go. In the present moment, right here and right now, I am safe. I feel safe. And I connect myself. I take myself into an deep inner truth, the truth of my true self, reconnecting to my original state of being, away from all the ups and downs, from all the turbulences, away from all the many thoughts, all the thinking that we do throughout the day. Let me move beyond, away, deeper towards the core of my being, towards the point of inner stillness, where I just rest in the present moment, in the experience of being still and calm. In this moment, I hold the focus of my attention on my inner truth to reawaken a state of being that what was once natural. There was a time where I lived moment by moment, peacefully, happily. There was joy all the time, a time without inner fluctuation, a time where I was naturally and easily my real self, my true self. As I hold the focus of my attention on that reality that I experienced, I want to bring that reality, that truth of myself into the present moment. Yes, the mind may wander, the mind may have thoughts, questions, but the aim is to acknowledge those, but hold the focus of my attention on my spiritual truth, keeping the awareness of myself being a peaceful, loving, joyful, clean and pure being of light. I make that consciousness, that awareness, my inner reality. And so my inner state of being becomes one of peace, of strength. I'm respecting myself. I'm respecting that higher potential, that real me. And this is what I want to nurture. This is what I use as a reference of who I truly am. And in the present moment, in that awareness, even when I use the body, I want to be and hold myself in that reality and bring that reality into action. And yes, the mind may drift, other thoughts may arise, my attention is being pulled somewhere else. No problem. I recognize that, I discern, and I shift back into the present moment, into that inner state of peace, where I feel safe, where I am myself, my true self, where I can experience true love. I do not harm myself. I stay in an inner state of compassion, forgiveness, acceptance of what is, and stay beyond the what, when, how. I stay beyond the story. I simply become stable again in my inner light, in the awareness of being. the light of peace. And as I move the body shortly, go back into activity, I shall remain the awareness of my spiritual self while using the body, while acting through the body. And so I allow my light of peace or love or joy shine through my actions